Hey everybody, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Thank you, and welcome. And from the sky, I hear. I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, we're 45,000 feet in the air. Let's hope the Wi-Fi holds.
Thank you very much. Yeah, let's hope that. I'll just be 1 second, just connecting Snoop and Champ, and then we'll kick off. Thanks so much. Feel free to go ahead while we wait.
So how many people can Twitter Spaces hold? Do you think we can break 10,000?
It looks like we're close to it already, actually. I can see so many people have joined, which is, yep, definitely makes a bit of a change from our regular KMA sessions. So thank you. And also it's really a privilege to be able to chat to you, especially with Snoop and Champ, who are on their way. They've just messaged. They'll be about 2 minutes. So yeah, where have you been?
So I was in Dubai, and then I went up to Poland and visited the Ukrainian border, and then after that I went to Switzerland. Now I'm on my way back to Colorado.
And how was it?
Well, it's kind of a strange series of weather. I mean, we went from a desert to a cold area to another place. It was an interesting trip, a little bit of everything.
Cool. I did see. I saw some of the tweets you're posting, and it definitely looked like an interesting time. And I'm glad at the moment that we can actually hear you on your flight. So, thanks so much. So I guess just before we start, just while we're waiting for them to join, the boring bits. If you have any questions and you want us to have the chance to ask Charles, Snoop, or Champ, you can use the hashtag BakedNation, and then we'll try and get a couple of those answered if we have the time. The guys are apparently going to be just a minute. They're just connecting, so sorry about the wait on that. It's 11 for them. And yeah, cool. So just a quick shout out as well. There are lots of people trying to take advantage of this, I guess, and running a lot of scams in Discord and on Twitter. So just a quick reminder to remain especially aware and vigilant for people sending DMs. Our team, Charles's team, Snoop's team will never send DMs asking you to send ADA anywhere. Charles knows this very much. I mean, it's something that we experience a lot in the space, but please don't fall victim to it. Don't send anyone your ADA. All right, Champ's here. I'm just adding him as a speaker. Thanks again, everyone, for waiting while we kick off.
Hey, Champ, it's nice to finally meet you, man.
He's just getting the rights to speak. He's not ignoring you. Sorry.
I just thought nobody loved me.
So there are basically so many people that have joined that I can't find Champ. So just give me 1 sec. Sorry, guys. You all joined so early. Champ, can you make a request?
You just got to go through a list of 3,000 people.
Okay, I'll be right there. Looking for that 8. So there are 3,240 listeners right now, which is awesome. I got him. Thank you, Charles, for waiting. Sorry about this.
No problem at all. Got nothing but time on my hands.
I'm surprised.
Hey, Champ, can you hear me, man?
Can y'all hear me?
Hey, yes. That's a relief.
Hey,
you're making me nervous now.
No. Hey, Charles, I'm not ignoring you, man. There was so many people. I guess it took forever for me to get my mic on. What's up with everybody?
Hey, how you doing, man? Well, you're a popular guy. You know, I do Twitter Space. I get like 1,000 people. You guys stand this up, boom, we're probably gonna break Twitter.
Nah, that's all you, man. That's because of you. They want to hear you speak today, man.
And Snoop's
well, I appreciate it.
Cool.
Well,
so
just while
Snoop's Snoop's arriving, I just wanted to say really quick shout out to our wonderful Clay Nation team, who have helped us kind of bring this vision to the next level. And the reason part of the reason that we're here. And a big thanks to the guys at IO as well, especially Josh Miller for being our go-to guy in the run up to this space. And a quick shout out to our mods and everyone that's helped us to get here. And yeah, so thank you so much. And I'm pretty much going to hand over to you guys just to chat it out. And I hope everyone really enjoys this space. Thanks again.
Oh, no. You don't get off that easy. So first off, what is a Clay Nation? Tell me more about it. Like, give me like the elevator pitch, and Champ and I are going to decide it.
No, I'm out. Sorry, no. So Clay Nation, yeah, great. Clay Nation is an NFT project which we started up back last year. We are a claymation project first and foremost, and then we brought our characters to more people by running this generative piece, which is known as Clay Nation. And we want to basically work together to create a festival atmosphere, an environment where people can bask in unbound positivity and be themselves. And we want to create experiences and kind of be a bit of a bridge between virtual and physical events. And we're going to do that with whoever wants to join us on this adventure.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. You know, there's almost 1,000 projects now on Cardano. There's been about 4 million NFTs issued, and what's so crazy is that there's so many of them, I'm starting to actually miss a few of the projects now. So I've seen you guys over Twitter, but I never dug deep until after this thing was set up. And I said, oh, that's pretty cool. And I had no idea that you guys had the affiliation with Snoop and Champ. So that's really neat.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's something that we've been working on for a few months. We obviously kicked off Clay Nation back in September, but you may or may not have seen that we did actually start our Claymate series with a course, as per lots of other NFT projects at the time, a tribute piece to you. And if you haven't already got one and you want one, we'll definitely hook you up after this space.
I appreciate it. All right, Champ, so I hear you're into cryptocurrencies, man.
That is a fact. And Charles, you know, my introduction to crypto was first from Nipsey Hussle, and then after he told me about it, Cardano was one of the first coins that I really researched for like 6 months. And I seen all the utility that you guys were bringing, and you know how you guys were going into Africa and just doing like, you know, innovative things that were very thoughtful. And it really showed me the importance of cryptocurrency. And you know, I gotta really, you know, give you a lot of credit to, you know, why I'm in this space. And I just want to say it's an honor to be on Twitter Spaces with you. It's an honor to do a project with Claymations and do it on your blockchain. And that's why I wanted to do this collaboration, because, you know, if it could be an entry point for me, it could be an entry point for, you know, my peers, my father, and, you know, everybody that's following what we're doing in this space, Web3 and crypto.
So what got you most excited about cryptocurrencies? I mean, it's so cool, my job, because I get to talk to like everybody, and it's amazing the diversity. You know, Gene Simmons is now in the space from Kiz, Elon Musk is in. Then I was out in Mongolia and I was hanging out with a camel herder in the Gobi Desert, and he owns some Bitcoin. So like everybody comes from it from a different perspective. So what was the thing that really appealed to you and called to you?
I think it was just me having to deal with banks. Like, since I was 18, I always dealt with banks, and it was so frustrating. And then when I figured out like how to get, you know, my wallet set up and all that, and I see how fast the transactions were, it was like, oh, this has to be the future. Because, you know, when you look at technology, everything fills the void over time. And I just feel like, you know, music going digital, art going digital, all these things going digital, our finances have to go in that direction. And, you know, with it being decentralized, that's more in favor for, you know, entrepreneurs like myself. So I just found a lot of things interesting, first about crypto, and then when I, you know, bridged it with NFTs, I was like, oh, this is the future. Because, you know, this is going to be the currency we use to buy art, to buy digital assets, to, you know, have experiences in the real life as well, but it's all stemmed from crypto.
I read an interesting report the other day. We get all the stuff from Gartner and McKinsey and these other consultancies, and they did a survey, and they said that people under the age of 30 are significantly more likely to own a cryptocurrency than a stock, bond, or commodity. So this is really a game of the young, and it's incredible to see the type of adoption. In just 10, 20 years, the young are in charge. They run the whole show. So we got from nothing to $2 trillion of value in this ecosystem in just 13 years. And it in many ways feels like it's just getting started. Bitcoin Miami that is going on right now, they say 35,000 people are going there. I helped announce Ethereum back in January of 2014 there. We had about 1,000 people at the conference there. That just wasn't too long ago. Snoop, good to see you, man.
What up, dog? What's happening with it?
Hey.
What's up? What's cracking? What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me or y'all can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I guess I'm just wondering what to follow, what to say. It's nice to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us with Bake Nation and Clay Nation. It's a real pleasure. And yeah, we're happy to have you.
Hey, shout out to Cardona, ADA, Charles Hoskinson, Claymates. You know what it is. Me and Champ, me and my son, we on this venture right now doing some great things together. We call ourselves Brian and Bronny. We finally get a chance to play with each other. So what we doing is we trying to, break the mold as far as having fathers and sons be so distant with their business, because usually a son tries to outdo his father, or, the father don't have no respect for the son's business. But what we've come to do is put together, a great team of business, a great mind, think alike. He gives me a lot of information. He's one of the guys that shaped me, along with his partners and Nick, on getting into this field and getting into this.
Man, that's really cool. I just started a business this year with my dad. My dad's a doctor, and I always wanted to do something. And now it's one of the fastest growing verticals, and that's just one component of over 100 inside the industry. So it's really cool to see you two in here and working together. So can you tell me a little bit more about the vision of kind of where you want to go and where you want to innovate?
Well, I think all of this spirit is coming from the tribal, spirit within me and my boy. I think that our ancestors are speaking to us as far as changing the world and moving the world in a different place, in a different space. Because one thing about this space over here, I don't see too much negativity, no war, no violence, and no disruptive. I just see people creatively working together, trying to figure it out and trying to create a new industry. And I've been in the traditional world for, 30 years doing music, TV, whatever you could think of entertainment-wise. And it's a cutthroat business, and it's not about the artist or the creator. So this space right here is in favor of the artist, the creator, and the independent. So this is some of the things that we plan to bring over here visually and creatively, and then letting the youth lead the way. Let Cordell and Champ and the team lead the way, and I get behind them and follow and champion their move, and not always have to be in the front, but can play the role and let them, take this to the next level and let him speak to some of the things that he wants to do in his space. Because to me, this is something that's next level. It's for the future. But the guys like me that know how to get in where we fit in, we know how to make it do what it do. But this is something that's going to be here 30, 40 years after I'm gone. So I love to see what the youth are doing with it, and I love to hear what Cordell with his.
All right, over you, Champ, man.
I mean, like I said, I think just introducing more people in the masses to crypto and, letting Cardano be an entry point for them. And specifically, I'm a student from the Snoop Youth Football League. My dad started the Snoop Youth Football League in 2004. And, since then, we've sent over hundreds of kids to Division I colleges, dozens of kids to the NFL. A lot of those kids grew up to be police officers, doctors, crypto investors, filmmakers. So, my dad always speaks about, building the field of dreams. So, we just feel like this could be an entry point for all those kids, from those inner cities to understand what crypto is and the importance of it, and, dive into cool projects like Claymates, or, invest some of their money into Cardano and let that be an entry point so that they could create generational wealth.
Yeah, the thing about cryptocurrencies is, in general, is that cryptocurrencies, they have this basic property called inclusive accountability. And this is why I entered the space, because I looked at a lot of different systems. I was a gold bug, and I really hate the way the government works and institutions work, and like simple shit, like I can't check my vote. I have no idea what the monetary policy is. I get no transparency about how money is spent or any of these things. So I always asked, when I was a young guy in my early 20s, I said, well, why can't I check these things myself? Why can't I verify myself that the things that I'm being told, whether it be from the government or the media or any institution of power, is true? And then when Bitcoin came out in 2009, it was the first time ever that there exists a money system where when somebody sends you something, you can check it yourself. You don't trust anybody. There's no pope or king or third party like a bank that says you got it. No, you know yourself. And then it gave me this constant effort to ask, what if? Well, what else can I do? Can I check a supply chain, all this type of stuff. And so we built my company, and later Cardano and other products, and Vitalik built Ethereum, and there's now over 8,000 cryptocurrencies. But basically, they're all chasing, at least the good ones, that basic concept, whether it be a contractual relationship, it be a commercial understanding, it be a social understanding. It could be something as simple as like, hey, the drinking water in Flint, Michigan, they tell us, hey, it doesn't have lead in it anymore. Well, we run into this all the time in our work in Africa. We look at supply chains. Is the beef adulterated or not? Is the bag of fertilizer coming from Djibouti to Addis Ababa? Is it going to come and show up as 50 pounds or is it 35 pounds? These types of things. And, can the technology verify that? But what's really cool is that that's just my truth. That's just the way I look at it. But everybody else looks at it their own particular way in their own particular industry vertical. So some people are saying, well, can I do art differently or music differently? Like we talk to a lot of different musicians these days, from Nick Carter to others, and they're always like, hey, can I use this as a different way of having a relationship with my fans? We talk to scientists who are saying, can I get proper credit for first to publish with an academic paper? Now we're talking about infrastructure security. Like, what happens if a cyber attack happens? And they're trying, like Ukraine. We just got back from Poland, Ukraine, and the first thing the Russians did is they tried to take down all of the cyber infrastructure in the country with a hack. These actually all flow from the same set of technology, the same blockchain technology. And I've never seen in my life anything as diverse and inclusive. And the other point is that it's fair. I've never seen a technology where every single person has equal access to it. Everybody tells you that you're equal, but the reality is that there's some people that seem to always win and other people seem to lose. This is the first time ever where, some poor farmer in Senegal has equal access to a billionaire in California or in New York. There's never been a time where we've had technology that's had that power and capability.
I got a serious question. It ain't got nothing to do with NFTs. It's just a question I'm hoping some of you smart guys and girls can answer. Have any of you motherfuckers ever met Uncle Sam? And who the fuck is Uncle Sam? Because every time I get some money, this nigga shows up and he getting a piece of my money. And I'm sure he getting a piece of y'all money. I want to know who fucking Uncle is he? And who the fuck is he? Can someone answer that question? Who the fuck is Uncle Sam?
I do not know.
Every goddamn year when I pay my taxes, I ask myself that question too, man. Yeah, Uncle Sam not only takes, a fuck ton of money, prints a lot of money too. You see how much money's been printed the last 2 years? More than half the money in all circulation. Our debt's now $30 trillion. So not only does Uncle Sam rob me every year and you every year, we're fucking broke. We're in debt.
Let's find this guy.
Yeah, we should do a petition. We want to meet your motherfucking ass, Uncle Sam. You've been sticking us up too goddamn long. Take the mask off, punk. We need to know who you is.
So how do we get rid of Uncle Sam?
I'm sorry. That's just the way I felt right now. All of these great things that we doing over here in this space with crypto and like you connecting farmers with billionaires. And to me, I just want to, keep that spirit alive because I feel like, this is a space that we control because it's new. And we running it and we locking and we loading, we communicating and we sharing game and we trading game. So we doing the new stocks and bonds. and get together and do these types of things. So let's stay locked and loaded with our community and make sure that we keep that shit out of here.
Hey, Champ, you got any ideas who Uncle Sam is? Who's Uncle Sam to you, man?
Man, that's why I just hold on to my coins. Fuck that.
I think Warren G want to come up on the floor. Can y'all bring him up?
Yeah, I sent him the request, but I'll try.
He gotta accept the request. I done sent it to him about 5 times.
Nigga don't do none of that shit. It's all good.
I'll try again. If there's anyone else that you want to bring up, obviously let me know as well.
Come on, Warren, you gotta come up, man. We're talking about where to find Uncle Sam.
Oh.
Can we bring some ladies up? I like when ladies get the chance to converse and speak their mind.
She is up. Hey, Warren G.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good. Thanks for joining.
What up, though?
Let's go.
No, I'm just, listening, enjoying the conversation, and it's teaching me a lot, because Snoop is my best friend, and my nephew, he doing this thing, introducing his dad to this new way of ways that we can as musicians be able to get our share. Like I heard you guys talking about equal. In the real world, ain't no equal with us, but like in the space, it's equal. So I'm just enjoying the conversation and just chilling.
Well, that's good you saying that, G-Dub, because one thing that we have dealt with, as artists, we don't understand the masters. Like when we make music, the record label owns the masters, and they have certain clauses in the contracts where 20 years after your masters, you can get them back if you apply for them. Then 25, then 30. And then when it gets to 35, after 35, you can't get your masters back no more. And normally they don't tell us this until it's like year 30. So the situation that we speak into is that a lot of times these artists, not just us, but artists in general, that's why Taylor Swift did her shit over, because she didn't have her masters. That's why a lot of these artists are complaining and crying about the labels and these, different platforms not paying them, whether it's the streaming platforms where you got to get fucking 700 million streams and make $10,000, or just the looks that come with the music and just the way the music is all repetitive now. So we just trying to find lanes and ways to keep shit the way it was when we first started, pure and authentic and about the fans and about making good music that has longevity on it, timeless music. So now we getting our hands on our masters, so we want to be able to give them to the people who made us who we are. We want to bring our masters to this space and let people have a piece of it and start doing things with it, from the Death Row catalog to Warren G's first album to all of the shit that we doing. That's what we doing it for.
Yes, indeed.
What's really cool about this industry is how all the business models, business relationships are open. So when I got started, that was right when the ICO revolution came in. The first ICO was Mastercoin. That happened back in 2013. And it was J.R. Willett and Dave, the fucking name will come to me in a second. It's been a long day. But anyway, they raised $500,000. And then we looked at that. We said, hey, that's a really interesting thing. So we designed the Ethereum crowd sale. We raised $18 million. Then ICO mania came, and over 1,000 ICOs were done, like billions of dollars were raised all around the world in 2017. And then that fell out of favor, and these new things like SaaS and STOs came, airdrops, and all this other shit. And now there's like 12 new things since the ICO, but everybody learns from each other, and most of it is open source. And so as a result, whatever the best practice is, you just take it, you template it, and you do it. So when you look at like NFTs and music, somebody's going to go and get it right, absolutely 100% right. And it's going to be very artist biased. It's not going to be biased to the distributor, because the blockchain's the distribution network. So there's no record label or middleman or any of that stuff. And it's not going to be biased to like a producer or a manager or some middleman. It's going to be basically a direct relationship of the artist to the fans. And the artist basically all that business model, just like the ICO, we could just take it and run with it. We didn't have to pay anybody anything, and we learned from what Mastercoin did. Basically, artists get to do that. And they get a whole bunch of new capabilities too. Like anytime you do anything online, maybe people tip you. And well, that's small fish, but if you have 100,000 people there, you can walk away 50 grand, 100 grand from a single event, like a Twitter space or whatever the hell it is. And then sometimes people just commission art and they can do contingent funding, where they say if you go and do something, you play somewhere, you know how much you get paid up front, money's guaranteed. It's not sitting in some guy's hand and you hope they're going to pay you. It's sitting in an escrow on the blockchain. And all this technology is interconnected, so the same kind of stuff that secures a DEX or a stable coin or any of these other things in our industry, you can reuse that royalty free because there's no patents, there's no intellectual property. You just take that shit, rebrand it, white label it, put your brand on top of it, and then run a model with it, and then the good stuff floats to the top. So it really does feel like it's going to be a content renaissance in a certain respect.
Let me tell you this real quick. I'm glad you brought up that record label whoopty-wop, what you was just talking about. Death Row Records is in a collaboration with Gala Games and Gala Music, and we plan to be everything you just said. We plan to be the frontier to all of that music, that great connection with the artists, with the community, with the whole nine. Y'all should slide over there and sneak a peek. Gala Games, Gala Music, Death Row Records, that's what Death Row Records will officially live for the next, year or so in the metaverse. So if you want to hear it and get up on it, slide on over there to Gala, because that's what we're doing. We breaking new doors down, and we're going to show them how it's supposed to be done.
Yeah, what's so cool about it is that, let's say you guys knock it out of the park. That model is now available to all the young artists out there. And so they come in, be super creative, and be in the best part. And that's just never been the case in the music industry. It's always a game of you don't know shit when you get started, you get screwed in your first few deals, and you hope you can live long enough to be able to correct course and clean up the mess in your 30s and 40s. And in almost all of them, they don't.
That's in every industry, because I've done film, television, movies, etc., and I've come to find that that's the system that was built. It was built many years ago. And it was built to, keep the artist and keep the creator down. That's why I feel like this new system that we have right now, we control it. And it's all about the narrative that we portray. So we can take it to the next level. And everybody in the traditional world is looking right now because they don't understand this shit. And that's beautiful, because when they finally understand that this is a beautiful, equal playing field, more of them will come here and that system will crumble slowly but surely.
So Snoop, I have a question. So one thing I've noticed about your life is you seem to have a history of finding young people and bringing them up, whether it be in football or mentoring and so forth. So now that you're kind of innovating in bringing the traditional music business into the metaverse and into the crypto space, if there's a young kid out there, 16, 17, 18, and they're tremendously talented, how do they find you, and how do they connect in that respect to kind of share that talent, be a partner?
Well, the first thing, you got to do is stand on your own 2 feet to make me look down and say, oh my God, I need to pick you up. Create your own identity, your own sound, your own style. And then what we're doing right now, we have a mixtape that we put out. We put it out on OpenSea Volume 1, and now we're working on Volume 2. So what we do is we put instrumentals, or we either give you the opportunity to rap on one of our beats and see what you sound like. And if you sound good enough, then we take you to the next level. But for the most part, I feel like it's not about me stamping nobody. It's about me seeing somebody that's dope and me putting a spotlight on them and letting them shine and showing them the correct way of doing business, as opposed to trying to put somebody up under my umbrella to raise them. I'm into empowering and giving people understanding like I didn't have when I got into the industry. I feel like I'm better at just finding someone who's got talent, giving them a spotlight, teaching them the things that I didn't know, and then letting them become the stars that they're supposed to be.
So something that you brought up there is quite cool, because when I was talking to Champ about some of the music that you guys are releasing with people that own it having the kind of rights to mix that, he was saying that that's a great opportunity to kind of show people, show you guys what they can do with your music, and a great opportunity for producers as well. I think that's awesome and really innovative, and I can't wait to see what people come up with.
Yeah, we heard some dope shit. Somebody took one of my vocals from a rap song that I did on the mixtape and made a whole fucking EDM song out of it, and that shit banging. So I'm anxious to hear what these, content creators are going to do with my vocals, with the music, with the songs, Because once you get it, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do with it. That's what I love about this shit. There's no rules and regulations. You can make it yours. You can flip it, dip it. You have the opportunity to even rap on a song with Snoop Dogg. You know how much it costs to get me on a verse? Yeah, I know you don't. But anyway, they get it on the house.
White House. So, Chairman, do you want to tell us a bit about what kind of drew you to clays or claymation? Like, what is it that you like about it? Like, I know you told me about you and your dad kind of having, enjoying it in the past, and I thought it was a really nice story.
I think, because my pops used to tell me about Gumby, so seeing like claymation on TV back then was dope. And then also Chicken Run, that movie was dope. That whole movie was, done in claymation. So I don't know, I just felt like we needed to see some new ones and, do it through me and my pops and, our journey we take it through the metaverse and, make it educational, make it funny, make it us, authentic. And instead of it being myself, I was like, let's make my character my Bored Ape. Because I own the IP and the rights, and that's something I want to show people is how to, fully monetize off your digital assets rather than it just sitting in your wallet. Like, get creative and implement it in things that you want, and the more people see it, the more the value of the IP goes up. So, I'm just trying things in this space and being open-minded.
Yeah, did you guys ever see, it was a show that Eddie Murphy did, I think it was The Projects?
Yeah.
That was in claymation too.
I was on that show.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. Come on, man, it's Snoop Dogg, man. I was doing this shit when Jaws was a goldfish.
Okay.
Yeah, but on some real shit though, Gumby was the shit when we was kids. Like growing up in the 70s and the 80s, Gumby was the shit. That's all we had. And to see y'all like put a new spin on it, like Cordell said, it's educational. Gumby was a show that was fun and educational. We used to love that shit as kids because we learned something from watching that shit. And we feel like that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna teach people certain things that they didn't even think that they could learn, and we're gonna show them how to get to the next level.
Okay, yeah, and there was Saturday Night Live. They had, what was it, Mr. Bill, the claymation there. Mm-hmm. You remember those skits?
Yep.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. God, yeah, claymation's awesome, man. I love stop motion animation too, and they don't do much of that anymore. But that was real popular in like the 70s and 80s with like Clash of the Titans and all those other things. Jason and the Argonauts. I mean, there were so many of those cool films. You look back at them now and you're like, oh, that's screwy. But when I first saw them as a kid, I was like, man, those films are awesome.
Hey, man, I still won't look at Medusa because of that shit. I don't want that bitch to freeze me up.
I actually tried to buy that fucking owl.
You did?
We won't bring Medusa back.
I absolutely
did. We're definitely bringing claymation back.
I bought a lot of crazy shit in my life. Like I got a ranch up in Wyoming, and it's a big place, but we get wildfires all the time. And so I said I need to get a helicopter to douse the flame. And so we looked at the mission profile. They said, what you should buy? And I said, what? They said a Black Hawk helicopter. I said, you can buy that as a civilian? And they said, yeah. I said, all right. So we bought one. So we got this old school military helicopter out there. We can't fly it anywhere because it's under a restricted air license, but we can use it to dump water on fires. It's crazy the shit you can buy.
I know, right?
What's the weirdest
I'm
thing
sorry.
you bought?
The weirdest thing I ever bought?
No, that belongs to you. Go ahead, too.
I don't buy weird shit. Now,
that's a sensible answer.
I have been gifted some weird shit. A lot of that.
Nicolas Cage once bought a T-Rex skull. He spent like $10 million or some shit on it.
Damn. Oh, Nick.
That's why he's in so many movies. He's broke.
He got a new movie out right now that's supposed to be hot shit. I'm a dwarf.
All right, we got any questions?
I just had to get that off one time. Because Death Row
Any
really,
questions?
Death Row really is the label that pays me. When I wrote that, I didn't get no money, so I was lying on that song.
No, you was manifesting.
Nigga, I was lying. Nigga, I ain't had no money. Nigga, Warren G will tell you, we got the same chicken bag. What the fuck you talking about? We was imaginary rapping back then. Thinking about what good.
Did you make any money from the whole Snoop Lion phase, or was that also pro bono?
Oh no. I got a spiritual experience. That was more than money. That was a rich, enlightening experience, especially for my wife. My wife, she went with me, and instead of me stop eating meat, she ain't ate meat since the day we went out there. So it really rubbed off on her in a real way.
Okay. Len, did you have some audience questions? We got like 10,000 people here now.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna have a check through. So we did get we've got a lot of questions. I'm gonna have a look at the tags and see if anyone's asking them right now.
Buster Bus, is that Buster Rhymes in here? The real Buster Rhymes?
Looks like.
Yeah, I'm
You know,
trying
we
to
made
bring
him in
him up as
claymation
a
too, actually.
speaker.
We got a clay of him somewhere. We did a tribute one. I don't think he saw it.
You got to let the general in here to speak. God, watch out now. Get him up here.
I'll invite him immediately. 1 sec.
I sent it to him. He don't know how to accept it, I think.
All my old homies, I gotta get y'all kids to help y'all like my son helped. Stop with all this trying to be old and young shit.
I got it.
G-Dub figured that shit out.
Fast.
Hell yeah.
I got a question while we try and get Buster up. I can't believe I'm saying that. Buster Rhymes up. What, like, being an early adopter of blockchain and NFTs is a tool to release art, but how can we educate more artists to enter the space? And what do you think are the reservations?
Is that a question for you, champ?
I think just be creative, implement what you feel is missing, and then that's how you can organically enter into a space and have your own identity. Like when I was looking at NFTs in October and September, you know, things that I thought were missing, I brought. You know, I brought my dad, I brought Wiz Khalifa, brought E40 Too Short. I felt like it wasn't real culture in the space, and you know, slowly but surely it'd be infested because, you know, I saw what was missing, and I feel like you, as an artist, you got to figure out what's missing, and then, you know, get creative and implement as much as possible.
Yeah, do what's not doing. You know, do what they not doing. That's basically what it is. Because like Cordell said, when they turned me onto it, naturally I'm into music, but I seen it was all about art. And I was like, well, I don't do art. I don't paint. I don't have no graphic designs, none of that shit. My art is my music and my voice and the things that I bring visually from, you know, my creative standpoint. So once I seen what was missing, I was like, shit, I need to start just dropping music over here and making mixtapes and keeping it underground and, you know, keeping it available for artists over here that don't get an opportunity in the traditional world and in the NFT space. So once I figured that lane out, I'm like, shit, ain't nobody doing this. So we cracked the code on something because we was willing to try something that, you know, nobody else was willing to try. We didn't want to do what somebody else was doing or what was working. We wanted to do what was not there.
You know, I heard something interesting from David Bowie before he died. He had this saying of don't play to the crowd and always be a little uncomfortable. Your feet should never touch the ground in the pool. And everything I've done in my career where I've been successful has been because I just kind of did my own thing. And I said, well, this makes sense. Let's just go for it. You know, the cool part about NFTs, the cool part about the technology in our industry is that everything is mostly free if you just have time. If you go to like YouTube and watch the videos, you read documentation, all this shit is turnkey and you don't have to actually go to college or pay any money. You just have to put in the effort and say, how do I be creative? What can I do? The other thing is there's so many people floating around that are willing to help. I mean, it's unbelievable. How I got started in crypto space is I put together some educational content. I created a little class called Bitcoin or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love Crypto. I got 70,000 students that joined it, and they emailed me suggestions. I got over 5,000 emails, and I answered each and every one of them. But I gave the class away for free, and it gave me a chance to meet everybody, and that allowed me to kind of bootstrap the business. So I'd never pay for anything. Don't let anybody convince you you have to give anything away. Just kind of read, learn, and partner and work and do something really interesting and unique. And what's so cool is you can be discovered really quickly.
Hey, Charles, I like what you're saying. I was thinking about doing something like a how-to, right? Because a lot of the people in the traditional world don't know how to, get into this space. So I was thinking, like, since we talking right now, me and you come together, put together some sort of visual piece on how to, from your perspective and my perspective. You coming from your angle, how you got involved, I come from my angle, and then we're taking care of the whole world in one whop as far as making it an easy how-to from Charles and Snoop Dogg. Lord have mercy, that's a great business plan. Talk to me.
I'm down. Yeah, no problem at all. And I love doing stuff like this. These types of collaborations are so much fun. The tech is simple and easy, and it's getting to a point where it's pretty turnkey, and that's what makes things great. But I'm not a musician, so I couldn't tell you how to do the musical component of it. But the NFT component, I sure as hell could put an infographic together. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's do it, man, because I've been following myself with a camera, and we got a lot of great footage on me getting involved. From my entry point to me creating the mixtapes, we just need a collaborator like you to come in on the other end so that way we can explain from the NFT side, so it won't just be, well, I don't do music. Okay, well, I do NFTs. Well, I don't do NFTs, I do music. Well, I don't do music, I do NFTs. We want to take care of everybody to make sure that all information is there for those who want to get involved from every artistic aspect. So if you with it, we with it too.
Done.
If you need any of that animated, you know who to ask.
Oh, we're doing the whole thing in fucking claymation. We're bringing that shit back. Hey, Snoop, since you were on the PJs, who were the guys that were doing the claymation there? Are they still around? Can we hire them?
Eddie Murphy had the best people in the game working on that at the time. I think I was on Fox. So you had Fox, you had Eddie Murphy, so they had the best claymation people.
Hey, I just brought up my boy, Thank You X, dope artist. He just did his NFT with the Grammys too. So I wanted to bring him up real quick and just speak on, what you doing in the NFT space and, your journey as well.
Yo, what up? Yeah, one thing I wanted to say too is that what you guys are talking about, how it's like, it's not just about one person doing something. It's about like, I'm good at this and you're good at that. Let's team up and do something together. I would say it's like, it's we, not me for this space. And yeah, Snoop, what you said is like absolutely true. Like you bring the music aspect, but someone else can bring the art, and it's a collaboration.
I love what you're doing, young man. You doing your motherfucking thing. You keep doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? You an inspiring artist. You inspiring an old man like me. So keep doing what you do. You understand me? You could teach an old dog a new trick if you know what you're talking about.
I appreciate that, man. And then yeah, for the Grammys thing, it was pretty rad to see kind of like the traditional music world take their first steps into, I mean, not their first steps because obviously what you're doing, but like something as big as the Grammys is, so old school as like you would think, but them taking a step just shows how early we are. They're the first award show to do some sort of NFT. So, I mean, if you think we're early, you're absolutely right. Like first steps right here. And I don't know, it was a really cool collaboration. Amazing to go to the Grammys. Never thought I would have a reason to walk the red carpet and stuff. But yeah, there we were.
That's beautiful, man. I'm glad you got a chance to go. I've been there 19 times and walked away with no awards, but I'm very privileged to be nominated.
Hell yeah. Well,
They robbed you, Snoop.
They robbed you, yeah.
Robbed you.
My wife says they robbed you.
Hey, don't worry about it, baby. I'm the people's champ. I'm the people's champ. That's my award. I love 100%. That more than anything.
And the thing about this space is that we don't need awards. Like, and I think that we all have our own accolades and stuff like that, but we don't need someone else to tell us that we're doing a good job, because we're just doing it, and the community supports each other, and we don't need necessarily like, you know, old school voters to tell us that, you know, like subjective art, what is better than the other. So that's what I love about this space. There's way more avenues. There's not just like, you know, in music you get like a certain amount of slots on radio, but here there's unlimited avenues, and that's the beauty of it.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
Cool. So guys, I got a question for each of you. If you were putting together your dream lineup for a virtual or real event or concert, who would be your 3 headliners?
For me?
Well, other than you, as in like you can headline your own concert, yeah. But okay, who would be your 2 backups? But yeah, your three perfect festival headliners.
Shit.
Do they have to be still alive, or can it be any musician in history?
Anyone.
Anyone. Well, you already know I got to get James Brown, and I got to have shit. If I got James Brown, I got to have, because he gonna have it funky as a motherfucking nigga.
Hello.
James Brown. Then I got to bring in. I got to have motherfucking George Clinton. Fuck all that. We going funk on y'all ass.
And Warren G.
Hello. You the DJ, nigga. Quit playing.
What about you, Charles?
Oh man, that'd be a hard concert. I'm a Boston fan. Tom Schultz is one of the best guys in the business, and that dude is like just crazy because he builds his own instruments just to get the right sound. And there's like a 44-minute clip of a musician dissecting more than a field. It came out in 1970. So Tom would definitely be on the list. David Bowie, I absolutely love too, because that guy just kept reinventing himself again and again. So he can do anything. And then, man, for the third one, I was a huge Johnny Cash fan, especially when he started covering shit. Do you guys hear Johnny Cash's Hurt?
Dun dun dun. Yeah,
Silence.
I heard it.
Silence.
Charles.
I'm sorry that my musical tastes are in a slightly different area.
Wrong call. No, I'm kidding. It's a tune. Everyone's heard that, I'm sure. I mean, I'm just in my Discord and I can see people like, yeah, we all know it. They know it. They're all behind you.
That's love. Have any movies been made in this space yet, as far as like a real motion picture?
So I saw a short film just recently make themselves an NFT, and it was one of the CryptoPunk owners created this like Latin short film, and it was pretty cool. I believe it sold out, and what they did is they sold stills from the actual film, and you buy that and you get partial ownership of it. So I don't know if that'll turn into a feature, but I think that's coming. And by the way, Snoop, I think next year you get nominated for a Grammy for an NFT, and it'll be the first NFT to win a Grammy.
Oh, that's gangster. I like that. I like that. And that way, when I get my Grammy, I can make that motherfucker ashtray for them making me wait so long.
Exactly. And Champ is the producer.
You got to do it. So you gonna do the cover art? Thank you, X.
Let's do it. You heard it here first. I'll do the music video, the cover. Let's go.
Hey, Dirty Dale, have this said they did you like your wine, cuz 19 crimes. They robbed you 19 times.
Oh, have 0.5. G-Dub, we got to set up your CNFT wallet and get you all ready so you can be on this
That's all
wave.
good.
Hey, yeah, because what we need to do is a claymation video for Warren G, this DJ. You understand me?
Oh yeah.
Gotcha.
Time, bring that to, and then hit a regulate when we bring Nate Dogg back to life. You understand me? And do that.
Mount up.
Let's go. Come on, mount up.
Yeah, what's up?
Mount up.
What y'all waiting on? We got the rights to that right now. What y'all want to do?
We got the clay. We got the artist. Joe is a very talented guy. He'll definitely help you out.
Let's go. That's the next move. Regulators mount up.
Let's do it.
Hey,
We're in
I
our
do
message
know
now.
I think the world wants that for sure.
I know they quit playing. Line that up. Once you get it set up.
And you do know that.
Hello.
Get Nick. Nick, let's make it happen. Let's go.
All right.
Cool. Is there
Lynn.
any other things you guys wanted to kind of? I don't know. Obviously, I could probably keep this going as long as you guys want. Is there anything that you particularly wanted to share, or I don't know, comments, shout-outs to the community of what's been going on?
Hey, real quick, I gotta
man,
jump, but I just wanted to thank you for having me on stage. You guys are all legends. Champ, Snoop, Warren G, Charles. Thank you guys. Clay Nation.
All love.
See ya. Thanks, man.
It's all love, and it's all love from me and the dog. G-Dub, thank you for coming up here, joining us. Charles, it was an honor
Hey, it's all
speaking
good.
with you. Lynn, thank you for all the hard work. Shout out to Claymates, your whole team, Clay Nation. The community I love it. Let's jump in Discord later too, man. I wanna drop some alpha to them.
Yeah, we look forward to you. We're ready to have you. Thank you so much for joining, and Charles as well. It's been quite crazy to host, and honestly, I feel so privileged to be here in this space with you guys. And I think our community is just so happy to have you guys taking notice and being here for us. So thank you so much, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Thank y'all for having us.
Just real quick,
Appreciate it. Be on the lookout for Warren G's Regulate coming up after this. And make sure y'all go get this, because this has to be a part of your collection.
And just in closing, you guys are family now. You're part of the crypto family, and we all take care of each other here. Everybody really does. And so anything you need, anything you want to build, anything you want to collaborate on, even if I can't do it personally, I know a guy or a gal, and you just, whatever you need, you let us know. We'll make sure you get it done, because your success is the success of the space and the industry as a whole, and we want to make sure that everybody succeeds.
That's love, Charles. Thank you, bro. We'll be in touch.
Yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, actually, I was going to say that IO has been a huge support, and we're looking forward to continuing to work together and bring each other up in the space, especially with Champ. Champ, I'll give you a shout in a bit to discuss Fake Nation. Thanks everyone for joining. I'll see you guys soon.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Church.